Impact segment tonight, very provocative point of view from Andrea Tantaros.
Netanyahu wants to stop Iran from building a bomb. I question, does the White House really want to stop them from building the bomb, or are they enabling them? I mean, does he feel that they have a right to do this? I think it is time that we ask the question, I'm dead serious about this, is this White House anti-Semitic? Are they?
Wow, here's Andrea. You took a lot of heat for that, right?
Yeah, a lot of people were upset about it, but nobody's been able, Bill, to come back and say why they're not.
No, but that's hard to prove. You know, an accusation like that it's hard to disprove it. But I'm curious. So you posed the question. So just for posing the question, you got a lot of heat, right?
A lot of heat.
Okay. But you never said whether you think they're anti-Semitic, did you?
No, I was asking the question. I think it's something we should
But
look
here
into.
on The Factor, you are now going to have to answer the question.
Okay.
Do you think they're anti-Semitic in the White House?
Well, look, I don't look at what Susan Rice said in a vacuum when she said that Netanyahu coming here is destructive. I look at, Bill, all of the things that this White House has done. Now, traditionally, look, the Democratic Party has been perceived as being sympathetic to Palestinians. But this administration in particular, I'll go through the list right now of the things that they have done against Israel.
But it's all policy, though. It isn't. Look.
That's not true. Let me make my case.
All right.
Obama ripped Netanyahu to Nicolas Sarkozy. He called for the return to 67 borders. He had someone in his administration call him chicken bleep. Okay, Obama, in his history, read his history, he's friends with, I think, people who could be considered anti-Semitic.
The Palestinian guy up in Colombia, right?
Yes, and Khalid Rashidi, very anti-Israel.
Let me stop you there. If Israel elects a liberal prime minister on March 17th, I think President Obama would be happy. I think that he would applaud a liberal leader of that country. Would you say that would be probably true?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, so I believe that he's not anti-Semitic, which is, I hate you because you're Jewish. I believe he's anti-Netanyahu, who is a hawk. That's who he believes, in my opinion, that the Israelis under Netanyahu and other right-wingers are oppressors. That's what Obama believes. They oppress the Palestinians.
That's right.
By developing settlements, by using really hard tactics. I think the president is wrong. I believe that Israel is in dire danger because they're surrounded by terrorists funded by Iran. So I think he's wrong, but I don't think he's anti-Semitic.
Well, the definition of anti-Semitic as well isn't just, some definitions say, you say hating Jews. It's being not supportive of Jews.
Ooh, I don't know if not supportive is anti-Semitic.
Okay, but Bill, let me challenge you on this. When have you heard President Obama come out and wag his finger with such hostility against the Arab world for their treatment of Israel? He has not done it, nor has anyone in his administration. In fact, when Jews were attacked in that deli, they went out of their way to try and say, well, they were just attacked because they were attacked.
There is no question that President Obama does not want to offend the Muslim world. I think that's been established beyond any reasonable doubt. For whatever reason, he doesn't want to offend them. On the other hand, he will offend Israel I hate to use a cliche, at the drop of a hat. Okay, he's going to offend Israel. He doesn't like Netanyahu. Everything Netanyahu believes, Obama believes the opposite. But I don't think that has anything to do with being Jewish. It's just policy. That Obama is very, very afraid to engage the Muslim world. He's afraid.
But it's more than just about the Muslim world. Bill, you can be trying not to offend the Muslim world, and you can still be professional and, I think, cordial or just stern with Israel. This is an administration that is openly hostile.
Well, you know,
they're vitriol.
If you go
the
against
Democrats
President, wait. I know the man. If you go against him, he takes it personally. One more question.
Yeah.
Do you believe that Barack Obama, all right, really wants to hurt the state of Israel?
No, I don't think he wants to hurt them, but I don't think that they agree at all.
No, they don't. They don't agree on anything.
And Benjamin Netanyahu is trying to preserve the future of his nation.
He's doing what he should do.
He's doing exactly what he should do. And he's strengthening Obama's hands.
All right.
But the way they've treated Hamas, especially this administration, is also questionable. So, final point, if this administration was speaking this way and was this hostile to blacks, to women, to Hispanics, we'd be asking the same question. about
All right.
that.
Andrea
Just asking
Tantaros,
a
everybody.
question.
There she is.